Was the War of the Roses fought over a single piece of land? Welcome back to Time Frame, where we explore the fascinating events that shaped history. Today, we delve into a question that often comes up when discussing one of England's most tumultuous periods. Was the War of the Roses fought over a single piece of land? The War of the Roses was a series of civil wars that took place in England during the 15th century, primarily between two rival factions, the House of Lancaster and the House of York. At first glance, it might seem that the conflict was centered around specific territories, but the truth is much more complex. To understand this conflict, we need to consider the broader context. The War of the Roses was not just about land, it was about power, legitimacy, and the right to rule. The two houses were both descendants of Edward III, and their rivalry stemmed from disputes over the English throne. The Lancasters, symbolized by a red rose, and the Yorks, represented by a white rose, fought for control of the monarchy, leading to a series of battles, betrayals, and shifting allegiances. While specific regions, such as Yorkshire and Lancaster, were significant battlegrounds, the war was not limited to these lands. Instead, it was a struggle for supremacy that impacted the entire kingdom. Key locations like Towton, Tewkesbury, and Bosworth Field became famous for their bloodshed, but they were merely stages for a much larger drama unfolding across England. Now, you might wonder if any particular piece of land was a central focus of these battles. The answer is nuanced. Some historians argue that control over certain strongholds, such as castles and towns, was crucial. These locations served as strategic military bases and symbols of power. However, the war's real stakes lay in the quest for the crown itself, rather than any single territory. The idea of a singular piece of land sparking such a widespread conflict also oversimplifies the political landscape of the time. The nobility was deeply intertwined with the monarchy, and allegiances were often formed and broken based on personal interests rather than geographical boundaries. The factions were fueled by personal rivalries, family ties, and historical grievances, which made the conflict far more intricate than a mere land dispute. As the war progressed, the motivations of both houses evolved. By the end, it was not just about the throne, but also about the future of the English nobility and the nation's stability. The battles fought were a reflection of larger societal issues, including the role of the monarchy, the rights of the nobility, and the governance of the realm. The War of the Roses eventually culminated in the rise of the Tudor dynasty, with Henry VII defeating Richard III at Bosworth Field. This marked the end of the conflict and the beginning of a new era. The Tudor reign brought about significant changes in England, moving away from the feudal conflicts that had defined the previous century. In conclusion, while land played a role in the War of the Roses, it was not the sole reason for the conflict. The war was a complex tapestry of power struggles, personal ambitions, and political maneuvers that reached far beyond any single piece of territory. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the War of the Roses. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about fascinating historical events, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Time Frame for more insightful content. Your support helps us keep bringing history to life.